Welcome to Early Bird Picker. My name is Rafa. I'm a reseller on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, and Amazon. This episode is called Thrift Hopping. Basically, I'm just going to go to a lot of thrift stores over a series of several days and just show you what I pick up. Come with me. Thrift Hopping stop number 1. As you'll see pretty soon in this video, I lose count of which thrift store I'm at, so don't pay attention at all to what number I say that I'm at. I've never flipped Babylon tennis shoes before, but I certainly flipped the rackets and bags. They sell really well for great money. Figure the shoes will probably sell well as well. The Brooks Ghost Model 12. The current model is a 13. This is a second tier specialty running shoe, probably Brooks' second most popular running shoe. So there should be a lot of demand in the market for this particular model of this shoe, and in pretty good condition. The condition of this shoe is only a 6 to a 7 out of 10. It already sold for $37.77 plus shipping. This is why garage selling and thrifting is so fun. You find the funniest things. These are like clog slippers. They're hilarious. There's no resale value in them, but they're just pretty hysterical. Real dilemma on these books. They're selling for close to $50 new on Amazon. Problem is, because of the packaging, the box is too big. You can see it creases when you touch it. And so I put this used like new on Amazon, and I'm selling on eBay as well. The cost of goods per book set was $11. This is the first time in a long time that I've scanned books at Goodwill. I was told once at Goodwill that they scan their books in the back of the store before bringing them out and send the profitable ones into Amazon. But I've started finding profitable books again, so I'm picking them up. Anytime I've ever picked up a CD rack organizer, like storage case, I've sold it, and so I'm picking this one up. The brand is Alpha on it. I do think it's missing the top portion of the tower. They only charged me 99 cents for it, though. Men's New Balance 928, the current version, version 3, in excellent condition. I don't hesitate. I paid $18.99 for this excellent condition current version shoe. It was already sold for $55 plus shipping on eBay. Stop number 2, 5 and Dime Thrift Store. I very rarely ever scan cookbooks on my Amazon app, but for whatever reason, this one stood out, and it looks like I can make 20 plus bucks on it. Still on my mission to find valuable plush to flip. This is a Build-A-Bear My Little Pony. I think the model is Starlight on it. Overall, the condition of the actual plush is pretty good. The only problem is there's like some lint or something stuck in the tail. Not a super big deal, I don't think. Should make between 20 and 30 bucks for this one. This is a vintage 1970 Louisville Slugger Hillrich and Bradsby bat. This one right here should pay for my monthly subscription to WorthPoint. eBay, of course, only shows 3 months of sales history data. This is a vintage Hillrich and Bradsby bat. Couldn't find it on eBay at all, and so I looked it up on WorthPoint. One of these sold for like over 40 bucks. Definitely not a guarantee that this is going to sell, but if it does, this one item will pay for my month membership to WorthPoint. I use WorthPoint pretty much every day. I pay $23.99 a month for WorthPoint, by the way. 4 things for 3 bucks. That's why this place is one of my honey holes. Build-A-Bear My Little Pony Starlight. Let's conservatively say 20 bucks. This book is ranked under 1 million on Amazon, so selling pretty well each month. Conservatively, 20 bucks. The Hillrich and Bradsby Louisville Hot Bat. We'll conservatively say 20. I think I could probably get up to 40 for it, though. So far, 20, 40, 60. Then the vintage club skillet or whatever this is. It's in such used condition, I have no idea if it's going to resell at all. I'll try to clean it up some, but at most, let's just say 10. So if we can turn our $3 into 70, super happy with that. All right, thrift store hopping, stop number 2. This is a Philips Respironics like CPAP bag. You're definitely not allowed to resell CPAPs, whether on eBay or at all. It's against federal law. But you are allowed to sell something like an accessory, like the bag. That's okay. These are actually going for like $15 plus shipping on eBay, the bag alone. A couple weeks ago, this is the same thrift store where I picked up 31 packages of brand new Bombas. These are 49 cents each, an extra small and a small. Still gonna grab them. So in the past, I've really wanted to get into reselling ties. There's good money in them. They're easy to store, easy to ship, just all around pretty easy. I'm just still in the learning process of which ones to pick up. So my rule is when I'm at thrift stores and see a lot of ties, if I have time, I look up 10 different brands. If I find none in the 10 that I look up, I move on. Same story for me as usual, moving on. Found the Asics women's Kiano in excellent condition, almost unused. This is a tier 1 model shoe. However, this is an older model of it. It should still sell fairly well though. Cost of goods, only $4.99 at this thrift store. Same thing for this next pair of Mizuno's Wave Sky. They are a tier 1 model shoe. Cost of goods for this shoe, also $4.99. The condition is not as good on this pair though. Probably should have passed on these vintage brass darts. Unfortunately, my scale at home doesn't weigh specific enough in grams to know what these are. Certainly not a huge haul, but I got several things, 15 bucks total. She only charged me 99 cents for the bag. It was unpriced whenever I picked it up. Thrift store hopping, stop number 3. Hey, how are you? Yeah, that'd be great. Damn. Ready to go, man, thanks. Lately, I'm really into trying experiments on eBay. Will it sell? These are really pretty poor condition. Lots of wear on the bottom. But it is the Brooks Glycerin, which is Brooks' high-end tier 1 neutral running shoe. It retails, I think, for $140. I'll have to double check on that. It may be more like $150 or $160. I'll put something telling what it is. What I'm gonna do, this thrift store only charges $1 or $2 for basically everything. I'm gonna try lotting these together on eBay just to see if something in this poor condition will sell on eBay. If we have two together, if we have two sets together, can we still make money? Skechers, in my mind, is really not considered a high-end specialty brand. It's just not. But they have been upping their game. The thickness of the midsole of these tells me that it is a newer model. They're tempting. Will we be lucky today? Let's see. Gulf Shores on the Oneida tag. Looks pretty clean, and I just can't pass up single stitch shirts. Luckily, these two are the same size. That's what's going to make it worth it to lot them together, or at least make an attempt. I found one of these club pots when I was here the other day that also has the same E on the bottom of it. I haven't listed it yet, so what I'll do is I'll lot this together with the other one. Vintage electric fry pan Farberware. Unfortunately, it's missing the cord. Because it's missing the cord, I'm just going to take the dome lid and sell that probably for $10+ on eBay.
Yeah, just you gotta let it sit.
So by far, definitely not the best day at my honey hole. It's Saturday afternoon though, and the store was crazy packed. Good deal is that we came out of there less than $1 per item. On the Dooney and Burke purse, the purse was just in such poor condition, I just left it behind. They wanted $5 for it. I did try to buy just the key fob or the hang tag off of it. They said they wouldn't separate, which is really weird for this store. They would almost always do that. That probably would have been worth flipping if I could have got it for less than $1. Just to be clear, that is for sure the lowest quality shoes I've ever bought with the intention of flipping. Hopefully you've seen it, but I do a series on my channel called Rerun Shoe Flips. I specialize in flipping high-end running shoes. I'm always telling you guys to not pick up shoes in that poor of quality. Not only will you not get very much money for them, they likely will not sell at all. I wanted to make sure I know what I'm talking about though, because at the end of the day, if you're finding shoes for as cheap as $1, like I did at this thrift store, or maybe if you're going to a garage sale, say you can make 15 or 20 bucks on them, that'd still probably be worth it. I do want to try and flip these to see if I can make an okay profit on them, just so I've actually tested the waters with pretty low condition shoes of a shoe that was a premium running shoe. And when it comes to Skechers, I've definitely never picked up Skechers to resell. That's my first pair I've ever picked up to try and resell. They just don't make specialty running shoes, really. That's not to say, though, that you can't still make profit on them. Seeing that I've never done it before, thought I'd give those Skechers a try as well. Thrift store hopping, stop number 3. This particular Goodwill always has these rock ports in excellent condition. For like $5 or $6, I can usually hope to get about 25 to 30 plus shipping, coming away with about $15 to $20 profit. I usually pick them up. Paid up for these $14.99 for these Blade Runner Adventure Pro XT inline skates. They're in excellent, almost like new condition though. Look like they'd been used maybe once. Not a great Amazon sales rank, over 3 million, but this book is selling for over $70 on Amazon, and I probably paid like $1.50 for this at Goodwill. Thrift store hopping, stop number 4. I think it's number 4. So at that Goodwill store, I only got 2 shirts, but I'm pretty happy with both of them. I just started sourcing vintage clothing this last year, so anytime I find vintage tags or anything like that, I get super excited. This one, I have no idea if it'd be worth very much, but I still think it's a pretty cool shirt. If it doesn't sell, I think it's my size, I'll just keep it. And it's fitting because we're in Oklahoma. I don't know if you've noticed, but I wear buffaloes all the time. It's just kind of like a good symbol for Oklahoma. All right, so first off, this like really massive Hanes heavyweight tag. I tried to look up similar ones on Google. I think this one's from the 80s. It's pretty old looking. Made in USA. It's just pretty awesome looking. And then what's really cool about the sweatshirt is it's kind of like got some stitching, embroidery for the color here, but then the buffaloes are unstitched and they like pop through the stitching. It's kind of like a really cool effect. So the condition of the shirt, there's a little bit of just like fading of the black, but otherwise it's in really nice condition. I'm really happy with it. I saw this brand Task Performance. I recognized it instantly. Whenever I worked in the retail specialty running and walking store, we sold this brand, so I instantly knew it's a high dollar piece. This one, this is a half zip and it's partly made of bamboo. So anytime you see an athletic shirt that's got bamboo in it, it tells you straight away it's gonna be a more expensive piece because bamboo is just expensive to make clothing out of. Super nice condition, really nice feel to this one. Overall, just really nice quality. The only issue on both those things is it's getting into spring and then gonna be summertime. It's really not the right time of year to be picking up long sleeve and sweatshirts, but I just couldn't pass them up. One, because it's vintage, the other, just the brand was really good. This is no good. I looked at the rest of the shirt, but I didn't look at the sleeve very much. There's major bleaching or staining or something going on right here. I don't think that it's something on the shirt. I think it's just like bleached out. That's gonna hurt the value for sure. I'm not sure if you saw in the shot that I did with the shirts, but I picked up this Gopher 2 as seen on TV, brand new in the package, like grabber type thing. It was only $2. I honestly didn't pick this up to resell. I just picked it up for the home. We have a grabber at home, but it's like a $3 one from Harbor Freight. This one's a much nicer one. It's got the suction cups. The reason I bring it up though is the product is from As Seen on TV. I don't have time to do like a thorough research right now, but something tells me in the back of my mind that I've heard that As Seen on TV products are on eBay's Vero list, where basically if you list one of their products, you get a strike on your account for listing an As Seen on TV product. Like I said, I can't remember for sure. Somebody comment below if you know for sure, or double check me and let me know. But on the off chance that it is a Vero strike item, basically, I just wanted to mention I'm not planning on reselling that one. Thrift store hopping, stop number 5, I think. For the record, these trivia challenge handheld electronic games have almost no value by themselves. I personally really like selling handheld electronics in lots. Even honestly, if I just break even, I have no idea why. I just love collecting them for like 6 months or a year and then just selling them as a big lot because there are people out there who love handheld electronics. I just think it's fun to find a ton of different ones, lot them together, maybe make a few bucks at the end. But this one is more just because it's something I like to do. The last couple of weeks when I go thrifting, I've been telling myself, do not source clothing. I'm really slow to list it, but today it's like clothing, nothing but that. But a lot of these pieces I just can't pass up. The reason why on that last one, like I've been talking about, I have a BOLO list in my head of things that I just want to pick up at some point when I'm reselling. Vintage Hard Rock Cafe shirts or sweatshirts is one of my items. I'm checking it off today. Okay, so we paid $5 for all this stuff. So we got 2 handheld games, which like I said, we're probably just gonna get our money back on those. This is something that I just like to do. Couldn't find any of this exact item on eBay, KB Kids thermal receiving blanket, but it is new in the package. I do believe it's vintage based on just the design of the tag. It's just an older looking tag to me. I don't see a date on it. It is still new in the plastic, so that's good. Other brands of thermal receiving blankets that are new though and vintage can go for pretty good money. So I think we'll make something on that one. Of course, we'll need to take off these stickers that say $6.99 original retail and then $3 markdown. For the Beverly Hills, California vintage shirt, I found an identical one to this one on eBay, same size. What's bad about this one, of course, is that the tag is cut. It looks to me like just a little bit of a Fruit of the Loom tag is showing. I'm gonna have to look up to see if that top of the tag matches in vintage Fruit of the Loom tag. But what's great about it is the size is still there. It's an extra large. Like I said, an identical one of these sold on eBay. It was even an extra large, and it sold for $25 plus shipping. A little bit of like yellow staining around the collar, but the rest of it looks pretty good. The vintage Hard Rock Cafe Cabo San Lucas. I cannot find any listed or sold vintage Hard Rock Cafe Cabo San Lucas on eBay. This to me looks like a vintage tag. I'll double check it though when I get home, but just the overall look looks vintage, and so I think we should do fairly well on this one too. At some point, that is. Again, like I said, I really do not mean to be picking up clothing, number 1 right now, and sweatshirts of all things, number 2, going into, let's see, March and April. Last thing that I picked up are these vintage Anchor Hawking Food Keeper bowls. They are not very good condition. They're pretty stained and so on. The reason I picked them up is I have a square one at home that I'm trying to sell on eBay. When I did the research on it, it said it was supposed to be a part of a 7-set series, and so I think these probably go with it, and so I went ahead and picked them. I guess I'll take a new overall photo for the listing and add these to it. It's definitely not my favorite thing to do rework whenever you've made a listing already and then you have to go back and modify it in some way by adding something new, but it is a strategy that I use whenever I have something that is not selling or just is maybe not super attractive on eBay to the buyer. If I can find more of that item or more of a similar item, I grab it and then I try to bundle it together with the original item to get the sale, especially when we're paying less than $1 per piece on these. I'll have to see what I have the other one marked at, but it's possible that I'll add these to the lot without even raising the price. I really love doing bundles though, and what I feel like I'm discovering is that eBay buyers really especially love doing bundles because they can save on shipping, they get more items. It's just overall a win-win. Thrift store hopping, stop number 6. So unfortunately, as you guys just saw, somehow my GoPro got set on like time warp speed and I didn't notice it whenever I was filming. So let me show you real quick what I did buy. I only bought 2 things from that store. I picked up these Bucky's swim shorts. Bucky's is a convenience store pretty close to here. We don't have any in Tulsa, but this convenience store has a really big following. People just love this store. So I thought I'd give these a try at $4.99. The only pair of shoes I ended up picking up were these Asics Gel Nimbus 21. This is a high-end specialty tier 1 running shoe, meaning the retail is probably like $150. I can see that it's a really new version, first of all just from looking it up, but also just because the profile of it and the upper is really streamlined. There's very few like features added to the upper. That's really the trend right now, is just have a really streamlined upper, very little added on. The condition of the midsole looks really good. The outsole is in not as great of condition. There is some wear on the rubber. Only $8.99 though. One negative though, there are no manufacturer's insoles, no insoles whatsoever in these. If you get into flipping high-end specialty running shoes, really often, really pretty common, you're going to find that they're missing their manufacturer's insoles. The reason for this is if you have somebody that was using these shoes to like train for marathons, or maybe just they're super serious about their 5Ks or whatever, a lot of these runners have their own aftermarket premium insoles, and those usually last for several pair of shoes. And so what they do is when they're done using them in one pair of shoes, they pull them out and they stick them in the next pair of shoes. But the deal is they're a replacement for the manufacturer's insoles. So often when they put them in the new shoes, they pull out the manufacturer's insoles and chunk them. Then however many months down the line, they go to donate their shoes. When they go to donate them, there are no manufacturer's insoles to put back in there. So that's actually a really common occurrence. It does hurt the resale value, but my hope is always that whoever is gonna be the potential buyer of these shoes hopefully has their own aftermarket insoles as well. They see that these don't have any insoles, it's gonna be no big deal because they know in their head they've already got their own replacement insoles. Thrift store hopping stop number 7. Again, only 2 pickups at our most recent stop. I got the jersey, and if I'm remembering right, I'm not sure that I've ever tried to flip a jersey. For whatever reason, I just do not find them. I just don't find them, and so we'll see how that goes. I paid up for, I think it's $12.99. Super happy about this find for only $5.99. They weren't marked up at a higher price, so they were Goodwill standard price of $5.99. This is the New Balance 928 V3. If you guys watch my channel, you see that I pick this model of shoe up all the time. I flip it really frequently. It retails for $140. I'll pay up to 20 bucks if I'm picking up the V3, which is the current version on New Balance's website. I find this shoe super frequent. I flip it all the time. I love finding it because I know that it's going to sell for really good money. See, it's got the roll bar feature called out, which is in New Balance's high-end walking shoes. It's got Velcro, but of course you got to use the term double straps on it. This one's a little bit more used than I normally pick up, more creasing through the forefoot of it, but it's still going to sell for pretty good money. The outsole is in excellent condition. You still see the tiny features in the rubber tread. Thanks so much for watching this episode of Early Bird Picker Thrift Store Hopping. If you liked it, please hit the like button, hit subscribe if you're not already, and as always, I'll see all y'all on the next video.